8 o'clock in the morning. Neighbours must love me. There she is, look. We're using up some of the gear we got. A couple ties in underneath the block, so hopefully this here is solid. What it allowed us to do is carry on working. We're just going to make a nice sloppy mix now to go right in underneath. It will do the job. And where it's going to go. See that sign? That sign's for a reason. I need to find some special stuff. Where's it to? Short and thin, it slips right in. Short and thick, but it does the trick. But I might need to lower that pipe. Well, it's certainly coming on. And then this here will eventually run all the way down. But it's lunchtime now, isn't it, Joey? We've got a mix going though. We don't stop. We eat, sleep, work, repeat. Joys are bringing all this in. I was just out of gear. Come on, boy! Show no mercy on it. Put a bit of gravel down here for the pure fact it was like a slurry pit. It's about trying, and if you don't try, you won't get nowhere. I've done a cracking job, to be fair. Why I was working everything out how I wanted things to be, because this is the reason why. That's a long pipe. That is a long pipe. And I need to support that all the way up through here. I want the return to be above the pond, and I want it to be on that next block. So that we moved in all of that. Is the return line needs to come in on this run. Leave myself plenty of room. I've got a bit of working room then. I don't even know what these tools are called.
James, you going out looking like that, are you, tonight? Why is my step so down?
Out that. That's what you call access to the property. See, it goes in there and out there. I just keep plowing on. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So here we go again with the new pond build. I've got James back in to help me out. 2 Jameses. Just started mixing up some mix. 8 o'clock in the morning. Neighbours must love me. Just need to be done. There's no rain. Needs to get things done. Systems go. All systems go. We're using up some of the gear we got. We got a load more turning up later on. More aggregate and sand we need to move in. I moved in some more cement last night. Happy days. So we're set, ready to go, innit, Joey? Yeah. We're ready to rock and roll. So what we're doing at the moment, obviously we're making up a sloppy mix for the people that know the channel and know what's going on. Basically the foundation for my conservatory was started to cave in certain places where the water used to run down the old drain. Obviously there's a new drain in place now which runs all the way back to the new soakaway that we've built. You can flip back, check out other videos how far we've come with this project. Mixing up a sloppy mix to go right in underneath the foundation, help structure it. We got a supported wall here, which is the koi pond itself. That's our plan today. Once we've got all this filled, we're not going to fill it right to the top because I need to remember to put my return lines, and one needs to go into that block. It's my idea. That's why I want to leave this void pretty much empty. We're just going to fill it to the bottom of where the mud is pretty much, and then the rest will be pea gravel. I'm going to put pea gravel in there, which will support the drain pipe all the way across, all the way to there. Then we've got to work out this section of where we're concreting. But if we don't get to that today, if we just work it out, we'll see what happens. But that's our jobs. That's what's happening. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. There she is, look. Hers mixing right up. Well, we're certainly ploughing on with this. We've come up about, what do you reckon, James? About 4 blocks high?
Yeah, 3-4 blocks.
So we chucked a bit of rebar in there as well, underneath here and underneath here. Chucked a couple ties in underneath the block. So hopefully this here is solid. It's hopefully going to help support the base. We're just going to make a nice sloppy mix now to go right in underneath, and then we'll put a harder mix back on top. That's the plan. See how we get on, and we're going to fill it just to the bottom of there, and then wait until that goes off. Then we can put the gully drain in and then redo the rest when we get to it. So I'm going to fill it to here, all the way across to this block, all the way across, and then I know that this is the same height as what that is, and hopefully that's a little bit more support in that corner now. That's the idea, that's the plan, and that's what we're doing. But it's full steam ahead. It is full steam ahead. Just a bit of information, our cover's held out. We banged the water off this morning. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it's not staying here. The frame's up, I can adjust the frame and we can go from there. But what it allowed us to do is carry on working. We carry on working. We show no mercy. No rest for the wicked boy. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Look at this, look. This boy has got some skills. I'm so happy that he's helping me with this. The perks of being on the job, being in the trade. He's learnt a bit, he's learning, but he tell you what, he's got some skills. That is what you call the absolute hammer. So this here will definitely help fill up all the gaps we got going on, and it will help support the conservatory, the pond, and fill in that void down the back. Happy, happy days.
Hey! Get that
jungle juice in there. What's that, see? Thank you, mother of a rabbit. Drive it up. It's like a building site now. It's like a building site now. Get on, boy. Show no mercy on it. Up the hammer then. Happy days. Like that, see? That's what you call the absolute hammer. Proper job. It's time to open this up. I got this from a company called Drainage Sales. It was a garage pack. The reason why I bought this garage pack, it worked out cheaper for me to get this than what it did buy the parts individually. So I won't need all of it, but it will do the job. Thank you, mother for the rabbits. So I'll just take it apart, show you all the parts that I'm going to use and where it's going to go. It's going to go into that T-piece. Let's crack on with this and let's see what parts I need and what parts I'm going to use. See that sign? That sign's for a reason. I need to find some special stuff. Where's it to? Where's it to? There it is. There it is. You've got to love a good bit of lubricant. It can be used for many things, but I need it for me pipe work. Let's crack on with this lube. And a nice little stubby. Happy days. Short and thin, it slips right in. Right then. So just lubing up the pipe. As they say, short and thick does the trick. Nice chamfered edge. Plenty of lube. I've got to use loads of lube, see. Got a problem, see, as they say. Short and thick, but it does the trick. Just got to put the lube on there. Lube up both bits of pipe. And hopefully, there she blows. And then that will go into there. An absolute treat. But I might need to lower that pipe slightly. I'm going to have to lower that pipe. I thought it went up inside of there a bit more, but it done. Right, we'll take him back out and we'll lower it. Well, it's certainly coming on. Got the drain in place. He's all singing and dancing. So from back there, I've got a slight drop off all the way to here. This will all be backfilled with concrete in a minute. We've got to run a course of blocks up through here. But what we're going to do is get this one in place. So he's just sat in place, sat in with the concrete, and then we've got a 90 on it there, which I've siliconed up that joint. I've got to silicone up that joint yet, knock that out, but I was just dummy testing. And then this here will eventually run all the way down to the very back of the garden, or the pond, should I say. And I'll have it finishing somewhere down here, just so that any water behind the back of the pond, if there is any, if any moisture, it will be filled with concrete. It won't get any water behind the back of the pond. That's the plan. But it's lunchtime now, isn't it, Joey? We've got to have a bite to eat. We've got a mix going, though. We don't stop. We eat, sleep, work, repeat. Happy days. The joys of bringing all this in. I was just out of gear. Now I've just had a delivery. Happy days. We just moved 20 bags of cement. Now we're going to move all of this. Pea gravel, aggregate, sand. Loads of it. Tell you what, week off from work, I don't go on holiday. I just don't rest. And when I just moved in, we moved in all of that. We ran out. Now we replaced it. Also put a bit of gravel down here for the pure fact it was like a slurry pit. Absolutely saturated there. So it's just a little bit of walking area. I mean, look at it. Look at the state of that. I mean, all that weather we had, all that rain, it just turns it upside down with a mixer going. At least I got one end of the garden mucky, and I got a little bit end of the garden which is a little bit easier to walk with. So I've got myself runs. I want to try to stay on these blocks as much as I possibly can. But where we're at today, I mean, the day's coming to an end, but it still don't end for me. I'm going to have to get the light out because there's jobs I want to get done now. So then tomorrow, I've got jobs that I can do tomorrow. So what I've got to do is run another course of blocks up through here and then finish this corner off. So then tomorrow I can use up all of that aggregate that I got, because this here's got to go back Monday. I've got to get it back Monday, and then I'll probably have to re-rent it again the following weekend, for the pure fact of I got work, full-time job, I got to work and then come home and then work again. Obviously I don't want to be paying £25 a week for that if I can't use it. That's the case where we're at today. So these drains are plumbed in. Obviously I've got to run all the way back to the end. But if I just jump down a minute, oh, I don't know why I'm doing that. I'll do me back in. I made myself a step too, so I'll be able to get in easier from there. So I filled the back of this void all with pea gravel, all the way up through, right to the end. I got that 6 metre pressure pipe up there. What I decided to do, just for peace of mind, safe, I just thought to myself, right, what I'm going to do, I'm getting the gas cable all through that 2-inch pipe, and I've tucked it right next to the drain itself. I can come behind the void here because the end of the pond's going to finish here. I'll be able to get in here, and if I ever need to do it, it's there, it's in place. I've got loads of that pipe, and it only worked out about £20 a length, so I'm not really worried about it. How much money I'm spending, it don't really matter, to be fair. What's 20 quid these days? Supported up the drain, backfilled up here. I've done the same to the other corner. Can't really get in and show you, but the same to the other corner. I'm going to fit my gas pipe through that 2-inch pipe this end, and then what I'm going to do tomorrow is fill all of that right up to that drain with concrete, chamfering back, so it goes into here as well as. So then, in effect, when these gets blocked up to here, the line of that drain is roughly just off of that tile, and then it will chamfer back slowly, and it will run into that drain. That's the plan, that's the idea, and that's the reasons why I've done it. Ideally, I'd like to drop this down 10 mil, but because of the pipe and the fittings, the way that goes in, I've got it as low as I possibly can. If I knew better, and if I knew that what I was doing, because I'm learning as I'm going. You got to remember, guys, I'm not a pond expert in the way of how to build stuff. I'm having a good go. I'm having a good go myself, and I might not be doing everything right, but I'm trying my best. That's what it's all about. It's about trying, and if you don't try, you won't get nowhere, and I'm trying my absolute best. So what moves us on as well, another job that I'm doing, see this gap behind the back here? This is why I measured off of these pipes that come up from my drum filter, but I also made sure that I had enough room to put my gully drain down here as well. So this will run all the way up right to the end where the end of this is, and this will be the next block for going up through there, and then this block will go up through there, and then this here will run up along the back of the block all the way up to there, to where the back of the wall will be, and then down there will be like a sump, which I'll be able to crack that one off now and then. I've got to drill into there, and then I've got to drill into there and run a bit of brown pipe from there to there. I've got to get all this plumbed up, but until I get to this stage, I'm just doing one job at a time and making sure I get it right. So obviously I had to work all that out in my head, why I took so long. Well, I didn't take so long. I think I've done a cracking job, to be fair. Why I was working everything out, how I wanted things to be, because this is the reason why. This is the reason why. It has to be right, and if it's not right, then I won't be happy with it, and I'm just taking my time. Obviously, I might make some mistakes, but if I do, I do. Main job really tomorrow is to focus on completing this area, finish this off, so this is finished, get all of this finished and get it all in place, and then I know that that end of the garden is pretty much finished down to a point, if you know what I mean. What I've got to remember to do, and I'm going to spray paint on the block or something just so I remember. Obviously, I'm going to be having one return in this corner. I was going to have two, but I'm going to have one return in this corner because I'm going to run 2 returns in this corner. So 2 returns there. I was going to put 2. I was going to put one down there and one up there, but I kept thinking about how I was going to do it and how the pipe was going to run, and I'm just more happier having that pipe above ground because the end of the pond, the top of the pond's going to finish there. So I'm going to be putting the pipe for the return on this next course of blocks. But what I got to remember, I've got these brackets, so I can fit the brackets to the back of the pond wall. And the reason why I'm going on like this is because I can't put a drill in behind the back of the pond to screw on my pipe to hold it in place. So what I'm going to do up through here, every sort of 3 blocks, when I lay this next run on top of here, I'm going to pre-drill into a back of a block like this, and I'm going to put the bracket on the block, dead center of the block, ready to go. So then when I put my pipe for the return that will run up behind the back of the pond, that I can lean in behind the back, clip that pipe to it. It will be a full length of pipe all the way up. It will turn on a 90 here on the block itself. So it will turn on a 90 and it will return halfway into the center of the block that's laid on that next run. Pin that to the block before it's to support the pipe, because look, that's a long pipe. That is a long pipe. And I need to support that all the way up through here. And there's no way of me getting a drill in behind the back of that there because of next door neighbour's wall. So that's the reason why I've got to remember to do it. So I might spray paint onto the block just so I remember, because I'm thinking loads of stuff and obviously editing movies, loads of things going on. I'm still maintaining the pond. I'm still being a family man. And I don't want to forget to do that. Because if I do another run of blocks and then I forget, then my return's going to be too high. And I want the return to be above the pond, and I want it to be on that next block. So that's why I got to remember to do it. Well, look at it. Back out here this morning. It was sunny a minute ago. Now look at it. Look at the state of this water coming in. It's everywhere. But I got the cover up. What I'm doing, I'm just doing this bit. I was going to do it last night, but I was absolutely knackered. So I just got me muck board here. I've just done up one mix. I'm just going to go steady and slow today and just do what I can when I can. So I'm just plumbing off this corner now. Just making sure that I'm level for the next run, running across there. Like I said, there's other ways of doing this stuff. There's other ways of building. But this is the way I'm doing it, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just having a bloody good go. And for what I've done so far, I think I've done a pretty good job, really. Siemens, give me a knife, I can cut up a cow, a lamb, a pig, whatever you want all day long. But this sort of stuff, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. But I'm putting like a roll of bed down. And then I'm just doing one run at a time to make sure that everything's level as I go from this corner to this corner, all the way down. And when I'm doing my long lines like that, I am using a string line. But for this inside, I'm just using the spirit level off of the next block, off of that, and keeping it as plumb as I possibly can. But I'm more than happy with how things are coming on. I mean, check that out. That's pretty damn good, really, the angle of that going up through there. Can't really fault that. Looking down at that, look. That's pretty damn good. I'm happy with it anyway. Especially seeing as I've done it myself. And a bit of self-achievement, really. Doing it all by myself. From start to finish. I'm more than happy with how things are going. But I'm going to get this bed in. And then I'm going to do another run. I've got to remember, like I was saying yesterday, about that pipe to go on the back. So all those blocks on the back of there, I've got to remember that. But let's crack on with this. Then, so I built this layer up. What I've worked out, what needs to happen, is the return line needs to come in on this run. So I can allow myself a slanted edge running off into that drain. That's the plan. And then I'll run the same across here all the way back. Then that will allow me to get a full fixing on here. Basically what it works out, as this gully drain runs up, you've got to have a slight runoff to the drain. So time I get back to here, I just measured it and worked it out that the pipe that I'll be fitting to my return line will actually get in the way of that pipe. It will get in the way of the drain itself. So I've decided to put this return one block higher, which I've just put that in place. That's where it's going to go. But down this end, what I'm doing down this end, I've got one return coming here. And then one will be a bit further up again. I'm going to drill through this wall. But I don't think that's an option. From the research that I've done on it, people say it's a right bull's ache. So what I'm going to do is try to actually fit it in place, you know, while I'm building. So I've just plumbed it up with dead level. I've left 70mm sticking out. I've got plenty of room around the back for if I need to cut it or just connect straight to it. I probably will cut it, but I thought leave myself plenty of room. I've got a bit of working room then down to a point. But I've made sure it's dead level. And I cut my block because the full block would have been in the way, and I wanted to make sure I carried on with the overlaps in the right place. So that's the reason why I've cut the block. But now I'm going to fill this with mortar and then lay the next block dead tight to it. So that's the plan, and that's what I'm doing. So happy days. Let's just keep pushing on. But it is taking me some time laying these blocks because, like I said, I'm not a professional, but I'm trying my absolute best. Also, one thing by the fiberglass says, I was polishing all these joints out, making them all look nice and pretty. Well, he told me to not bother, just fill them back in, because it's better to fiberglass with a dead flat pond. So from now on, everything's staying dead flat. Bit like the first wall what I did before I actually put the... where's that tool gone? Where is it to? I don't even know what these tools are called. But I bought it. £2 that was. And I thought I needed it to do all the joints. But I didn't. Doesn't matter. Let's carry on with the job. Look at that, look. I am flat out here. Absolutely flat out. And the rain is just not stopping. It just keeps on coming. But we will get it done. Look at it. Got a leak up there. Look at the bow on that. Look at the bow on E. Look at the bow on E, boy. It's all right, keeping me dry though.
James, you going out looking like that, are you, tonight?
What's that?
You going out looking like that tonight, are you?
Well, I've got a few hours. I'm going to try and lay a few more runs if I can. I know we're going out, but I've got to try to make do. Get as much done when I can. Oh, you got the film out, have you? I'll add that bit into the movie then. So yeah, I'm ploughing on. Got to be done. Make sure everything's prim and proper. Look at that, look. Boy's got skills. The boy's got skills. Don't matter, I can't read and write, but I can do much other things. I can put my hand to most things, to be fair. Don't even need a spot board. I got one, but I don't need one. Make me sausage in here. Look at that. Boy's got some skills. Laying them up. 20,000 at a time. Might take me a bit longer than most, but I'm having a go. I'm having a go. And what that means is that I ain't paying for someone else to do it. Think of the money I'm saving. Anyone can lay a block. All you need is a spirit level and a trowel. Just have a go yourself. Happy, happy days.
That's all good and all, babe, but why is my step so dirty?
What steps?
These.
I can't help that. That's what you call access to the property. I need that. To be fair, love, I've kept it pretty darn clean up until this rain. You still got it going. See, it goes in there and out there. I just keep ploughing on. Right then, guys. I ain't gonna lie. So me and Mrs. Whisperer, we went out last night. It was my birthday, and yeah, we went out last night. Had a few too many, like you do. Can't thank everyone enough for, you know, sending us over a drink. I certainly had a few too many last night because of that situation. I want to say a massive thank you. Me and Mrs. Whisperer, we had a lovely, nice meal out. We haven't been out for a very long time, so it was well needed. But one thing's for sure, certainly got a banging head this morning. But it ain't going to stop me. So I'm going to end this video here because I got to crack out there and do some more work today. The sun's out. And, well, I'm hoping the sun's going to stay out because I've got some concreting to do. But on that note, I'm going to catch you all soon and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits.